The Khan family and the Miss Marvel miniseries on Disney Plus has quite a long history, going back decades, that contain a bloody and tragic secret, and it all might be coming back to haunt Kamala now, where she's currently at in the MCU. In fact, it may have a continuous impact on Kamala through the end of the miniseries into the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and even the movie The Marvels after that. But before I go any further, there's spoilers, okay? Big ol' spoiler alert, just in case you haven't had a chance to see episode 2 of the Miss Marvel miniseries yet. But otherwise, let's go. Welcome back to the Mama Saga, where this Marvel-loving mama is a mother by day, but breaks down comic book sagas, movies, and shows like Miss Marvel by night. So first, let's talk about how Kamala's maternal bloodline and its history crosses over with one of the darkest, bloodiest periods in human history, and that's the partition of India. Remember, Yusuf Khan revealed that his wife Muniba's family originally hailed from Bangladesh, and his family was from Karachi, which is the largest city in Pakistan and is, quite frankly, the 12th largest city in the entire world. Now, Yusuf had explained at a family dinner that before Pakistan was officially founded, Muniba's family had made their way to Karachi. Officially the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, this country was founded on August 14th, 1947, and today has the world's second largest Muslim population. When the Indian Independence Act of 1947 was signed, it led to the dissolution of the British Raj, or Crown Rule of India. The partition of India then occurred, splitting British India into two separate dominions, that of India and Pakistan. Furthermore, the partition involved the division of two provinces, Bengal and Punjab, based on district-wide non-Muslim or Muslim majorities. It is believed that the partition led to the displacement of between 10 million to 20 million people, really along religious lines, and that as a result of all of the calamity that ensued, large-scale violence erupted that some estimate led to the deaths of up to 2 million people. So ultimately, the partition became one of the largest refugee crises in human history and has adversely affected the relationship between India and Pakistan to this day. It is in the midst of all of this initial chaos and calamity that ensued, according to Yusuf as he tells the story at the dinner table, that Muniba's grandfather, grandmother Aisha, and mother, Nani or Sina as a child, attempted to escape Bangladesh to reach what became Pakistan. It's clear from the Miss Marvel miniseries why they'd want to do that. They were practicing Muslims and therefore didn't want to be persecuted for their faith post-partition. So that leads us to Aisha's use of the bangle. From what Yusuf says in his tale, it's also clear that Kamala's great-grandmother Aisha must have had the bangle on her person when Sina was separated from her father, whose name hasn't been shared yet in the series, so I can't refer to him by name. Now, Yusuf explains how it was critical for Sina to find her father because he got on the last train leaving Bangladesh to arrive in Pakistan. And of course, there were a lot of people fighting one another to get on board. There was chaos everywhere. Sina's father was described as being injured or disabled, needing a cane to walk. And so therefore, he alone in all of the calamity would not have been able to make the train and find his daughter. So how did little Sina manage to make her way through the craziness to get on that last train out of the area and find her father? According to Yusuf, it was because Sina followed a trail of stars that led her straight to her father. And her mother Aisha? She disappeared. So I'm thinking that she somehow managed to get the bangle onto her daughter's person, perhaps using a second bangle that was part of a pair she'd been using, and then she created the trail of stars and sent Sina off to find her father. Maybe she told her daughter she'd find her someday, and off she went. Where did Aisha go? We may very well find out before the end of the Miss Marvel miniseries, but here's my theory, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to change my mind as of right now. Aisha was a member of the Cree race. Cree aren't just blue-skinned, of course. They can be white-skinned. They can have darker pigmentation, too. And we've seen different variations of Kree in the MCU already. So I'm thinking Aisha came to Earth with 2 bangles as Kree technology that she was using as she was exploring space or on a particular mission that she'd been sent on. She met Muniba's grandfather and fell in love with him, and Sina was the result of that union. Think about all of what the Illuminati said in episode 2. Aisha was allegedly some sordid woman who had more than one family. Her Terran or Earth family resulting in the birth of Sina, and I'm sure her Kree family she had elsewhere in the cosmos. Aisha allegedly killed a man to protect her daughter from being killed in the brutal battles as a result of the partition, I'm sure. Aisha allegedly cursed everything she touched. Was her Kree-based powers enhanced by the bangles, considered haram or forbidden by the Bangladeshi women around her? Whether they were Muslim or not, I bet. Back in the 1940s, they would have thought a laptop from today would have been cursed. I can't even imagine what they'd make of negabands if they saw one or a pair of them in use. I did a video about the negaband, so if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you do after you're done watching this video. Those give the wearer so much power, they'd actually be a match for Kang the Conqueror. I'm serious. The impact on the MCU. So here's the deal. I'm thinking that the bangle Kamala has in her possession is a negaband that was passed down from what used to be a pair that her great-grandmother Aisha gave to her daughter Sina, where Sina ultimately passed it on to her daughter Muniba, who was like, nope. But of course, Kamala fishes it out of the attic and comes to be the next bearer of the bangle, which unlocks some cool magic in her Kree DNA and helps her to be the best Miss Marvel she can be. The other bangle might allow for Kree great-grandme to catch up with Kamala later on in either the miniseries itself, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, or even in the Marvels. Like I said, the negabands are so powerful that one or both in a pair can allow their wearer to be a match for Kang the Conqueror, who is brutally powerful, and he's definitely the big bad of phases 4 and 5 of the MCU, and is most certainly going to show up in Loki Season 2, Quantumania itself, because Ant-Man and crew are going to be hanging out in the quantum realm, which is Kang's backyard, and they're gonna get into trouble for doing that. And then I know that this is all going to continue to play out as Miss Marvel teams up with Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau, and that triple threat is probably going to work to take down the big bad once and for all, is my current bet. Will Aisha be there as part of the equation? God, I hope so, because as of right now, she's the coolest great-grandmother ever. Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to the Mama Saga for more comic book saga breakdowns, Salty Mama style. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you next time.